Y'all
Is
think
there an
y'all too good.
influencer recession? That's the question.
Mm.
Let me play this video and then we're gonna get into it because that last segment actually led into this question. Somebody time out Echo. I don't know if Echo is spamming the chat or what. I don't know if that's a bot or what. Somebody time out Echo for a second. Do y'all think that there's an influencer recession right now?
No, I think when COVID was around, just everybody was on the internet looking. Now, I think what's happened now is maybe the less talented niggas just don't fuck with you no more. I don't know that you would call that a
But
recession, but the cream rise to the top and the rest of the niggas just fell off to the wayside because you wasn't even that to begin with. Niggas was
Yep.
just at the house.
Mm,
I,
mm.
I think it's just like what you said earlier, man. It's just a lot of people who wanted to jump on the wave, because other people was doing it, and they didn't really have a direction or a directive. And so they just fell by the wayside. That's not a
Mhm.
recession though. That just means people just trying to do something and they didn't really know what they was really getting into. They
Well,
really didn't know what they was getting into.
they saying that the sponsorship money is dried up and a lot of the, you know what I'm saying, like they saying that it's not the type of money that it was before, and then also people are not as, you know, what they was hitting on ain't hitting no more, so it ultimately is affecting numbers, pockets, everything, and that it's a lot of influences that's falling off as a result of not being able to hold on, not being able to continue to create content, not being able to sustain financially, you know what I'm saying, all of that type of stuff.
I don't think that's true. I think it's kind of like what we were just talking about earlier, right? That if you look at it, so it's I think it's true what he said at the beginning that a lot of people popped off during the pandemic and everybody was in the house, so it was just easy. They could say what they want, and then people were just like watching it because they were in the house. But when it came to actually creating content, they weren't content creators, or they weren't people that were actually interested in actually making content. And so they fell by the wayside because they were not content creators. They just found a lane because it was easier.
Mm.
I also
But you
I
gotta
also
realize,
think
like,
another
a
thing
lot of the
is
content during the pandemic was like it was the whole pussy dick talk. So that's easy to turn on your camera and talk about relationship shit, but eventually,
No, I think it was
yep.
pretty what do you call it? What do you call
Everybody
that?
didn't blow up during the pandemic. People may
I
have
think
got
it
a
was
little bit of
innovative.
traction. I don't think that everybody blew up during the pandemic.
Cause I had
I
never
also
heard none of
think
the honestly, truly, I had never heard of like a lot of the relationship talks and stuff like that. Like when I first saw y'all, like I had never heard none of that stuff. Like outside of my own circle, I had never heard of it.
the
mm,
first time I heard any relationship talk, yours truly, Anton Daniels was telling the dude that his girl took the whole load from another nigga.
oh wow.
Yeah, the first time I saw
I was
Anton,
Wow.
like I
like,
was just like, oh my God, like people say I'm blunt and rude. I'm like, here is somebody who says like what I say. And all my friends was like, oh my God, now I see why you like him.
I don't know.
but yeah, I used to like spam like nigga. Every time a piece was on, nigga, I'd go to sleep to that shit every night. Nigga. Every time that shit came on, I was watching it. And,
I used
Um,
to like when and dang, I guess you don't like him now. But
oh,
Chicago River, because
he said, "Dang, I guess you
every
don't like that." What the fuck? That's fucked up.
but every time like he would talk, then Anton would come back on the screen because like Anton would be on that screen yard and then would be on his little
Whoa,
picture
nigga,
and he'd come back,
nigga, what you
no,
talking
no,
about?
no, no, no. And I'd be like, oh, he about to get him.
yeah, I know what you're saying. She talking about
Oh
real.
my
She's talking about yeah, yeah.
Glorilla.
God. Shut up.
Yeah, bro.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Dump the pussy hole in some
So y'all
shell
don't
toes.
think
Yeah.
that it's an influencer recession out here at all? Y'all
No.
think it's
Mm-mm.
dry?
Like I
Y'all don't
don't
think
know.
it's dry?
No,
I would have to say I would have to see a person making content and seeing the money and seeing their money like drastically like drop off to like as opposed to them just
I think
disappearing.
that part of y'all are. I think that y'all might be biased because y'all over here.
No, because like the
No, no.
Madden niggas is on the game playing that shit all day long.
That's a different
It's
way.
content.
But yeah, but
No,
It ain't going
and
nowhere.
Anton, you have
They
and you have thousands of of subscribers. I don't even have that, and I have people reaching out to me. So I can only imagine that people that have been doing content at least for the last 4 years and have some type of following, like
so
in the
when they disappear or they stop making content or they start slowing down and stuff, y'all don't think that is a recession? Because it's a lot of people that quit their jobs to do this shit and then they went back to work.
I think
Man,
they
I think
lazy.
it's like
I,
maybe like the money ain't as easy no more. Like it used to be easy money, and now you got to work harder type
there you
shit.
go.
And they
There
don't
you
I
like
go.
don't,
because like you
I've
gotta
never,
realize some of these niggas is making content. They're talking to a camera with two niggas in their chat, and they just they can't do that. You know what I mean?
but I
And they
mean,
just be talking like it's
I never looked at it as easy money. I've always looked at it as just hard work. I mean, I just always had the work ethic or whatever. So listen,
There you go, Anton.
every year my numbers are up significantly. Every year since I've been on the internet, I've always done better significantly than the year before. So I can't relate to the influencer recession talk. I do think that there's an influencer recession specifically on these platforms like YouTube and shit like that. I don't think that there's a recession for the ones that separated themselves and are great at what they do. Lead attorney is not having a recession.
nope.
But the
That
lead
nigga
attorney
disappeared
has a
from life and he'll
niche.
come right
He
MTR is
has
back.
a
not
niche.
having a recession.
But the
Nope.
lead attorney has a niche, and
Correct.
I like that. I like that, people can find like you, the lead attorney, Coach Gray, even O'Shea, like
Mhm.
all really like a niche, and you work and you stick at that, right? The female ones that do it, like Lovely Teas, all those people, like they have a niche. Everybody has a niche. So if I know it takes a while to find out like who are your like your core following, because you got to look at analytics and things like that. But once you find it, if you really keep honing in on it, it can work. So that's why I'm like, no, I don't think it's a recession. I just think a lot of people just thought it was going to be easy money, just kind of like Quentin said.
Well, it was. It was easy, easy come, easy go type shit. But
We
sustainability.
like I said, we don't it's up every single year for us. So anybody that rock with me usually and again, nobody ever comes to me and ever said not one person that has ever come to me and say, "Hey man, I need a raise." No, that shit just go up. It just double. You know what I'm saying? It just go up. Like that's just the way that it is, and we just rock. And so we just work. But I mean, there are people that have fell off from rocking with me. You know what I'm saying? Like either they turned or they just said that I don't want to fuck with you no more or whatever like that. It's been people like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's a recession for a lot of content creators. I think that there is an influencer recession right now. I gotta disagree with y'all
Why you think so?
You just told us.
because the money has dried up with it ain't
Quentin.
a lot of sponsorship money that's going around. That money has dried up for most people. Um, there are a lot of people that was teetering and was middling, and it seemed like they had a wave, and then they hit a ceiling, and they just gave up, or they fell off, or whatever, right? And I just think that it's a lot of people just going through the motions, and they not necessarily. Um, I think it's a lot of suffering. I don't think that a lot
He
of people
said so.
thought that they was going. A lot of people thought that they was going to quit their job and they was going to do it full time. They can't. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people went bust and went broke like that. Um,
People gotta like you like for a long time. Like you have to be likable. You have to be like captivating,
Yeah.
interesting, like all the above. You just can't be on here
I
doing
don't
like
know, Quentin.
You got
There's
like
some
every
people like
like even if you don't like these content creators, like they have somebody thinks you're interested, and they like no matter what kind of nonsense it is. Like niggas like to watch niggas sleep and make money. You know, like that
I was
shit
getting ready
weird
to say, like all the
as fuck.
time is not exciting, but I think if you find a niche, like there's a guy I watch, he's a white guy and he does like, he talks about everything from psychology, but he talks about the same thing the manosphere talks about, but he talks about it from a psychology standpoint and he makes it interesting and
Yeah,
he's like the white guy.
there are some people that are just talented too.
It's
You know what I'm
so hard to
saying?
just sit and talk on a fucking camera by
It is
yourself. I'm like,
very, very,
it's
very
hard.
difficult.
I'm like,
Even the
shit.
toxic people like Cynthia G and Sprinkle Sprinkle, they still have a niche.
Not
They
no more.
do.
She went away. And she ain't been
But
back.
but it is very, people underestimate the ability to be entertaining for 30 minutes straight, 15 minutes straight, let alone an hour, 2 hours, and you're just talking into a camera
Woo.
or you giving your perspective or you start to think or whatever. I it's natural for me. Like I remember even on Wednesday nights, I would just get on for Wednesday nights and just talk for a fucking hour and just honestly give my thoughts. And next thing you know, I just start going into a space and I would have to stop myself, but it's something that I've mastered and something that I'm able to do. I talk in corporate meetings. I talk at, schools. I go and I talk in a lot of places. That's kind of my gift. It's kind of my talent. So, and then you
How do you
throw
feel
in,
about this? Like, I heard this from a content creator. He said that he don't need the algorithm. People like me so much
okay,
they'll find me no matter what
that's
happens.
a fact. That's a fact. I
Hmm.
don't
Yeah.
feel like I need an algorithm no more. It's evidenced by
People,
the fact that, listen, I got 9,000 people that subscribe to me on Patreon. 9,000 plus.
But people do find you. People do find you because honestly, when I started out on Instagram, I had like 500, maybe that 500 followers, and then just people just came out of nowhere. And I
It's
don't
so
so
the
ever
dude who says
promote like
he has like
nothing.
millions. Like you could
no,
be
no, no. I
careful.
get that. Like once you get to a certain level, it's a whole
Yeah.
it's a whole nother way. But I will say that it was a lot of people that was saying like it's so funny. I remember people was like, yeah, Anton was trying to give people deals because of it. It's like I used to just laugh because I always would think to myself like, what makes them think that I needed them?
It's so stupid because there's certain people that if they would have took what you were trying to give them, they would have it would have been easier for them. You're a fucking idiot. Like use me, like help me help you type of shit. And they just like no, like that's people's
And the
pride will
people be
fuck you.
acting like I needed them, and I was like,
I'm trying to help you out,
I
nigga.
literally built this by my, like, I started off alone. At the end of the day, listen, I've always had it in my mind that no matter what happens, I am able to go into my studio and cook up. I don't even need to be in the studio. I could be anywhere in the world, and I will jump on a live stream and just cook. That's it.
Hmm.
Give me a subject, I can jump on a live stream and I can talk about that shit. I don't need no, you know what I'm saying? I was thinking to myself, like, man, I didn't even know you a month ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, that should be weird to me. Like, I didn't even know you, fam. Like, what is you talking about? What makes you think that I needed you? Now, let me get off of that shit. But that shit is weird, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And probably because when you were doing like the panel stuff, you gotta remember like it's everybody on a panel. So a lot of people tend to think like if you're not doing something with everybody, then it's not gonna work out.
We even over here, right, on after hours, we jail because we genuinely friends. Like we talk to each other outside of this shit. So when we talk and we just kicking it, it's really just a space for us to really experiment, get our thoughts off, talk about popular culture, all of that type of shit. So it's a natural thing. It's not something that we trying to force. I killed panels a long time ago. The only panel that I do is Monday night.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only panel that I do. I I talked to lead. Actually, I didn't even, lead attorney hit me up, and it was when I was still at the other space, and he was like, Anton. He just straight up told me. He said, Anton, you didn't outgrew that shit a long time ago. He was like, you just carrying people on
Mm.
your back at this point. You need to. It's time, bro. It's time. And we was talking, and I was like, yep. You know what? You're right. And I stuck around for a little bit longer just because I was trying to look out for people. And that shit came to bite me. I was like, yep, you was right, Lee. Time to roll.
And I just realized it's kind of weird. You know that girl, what's her name? A to the seventh power that be on this panel,
Yeah, shout out to
or
her.
is
Shout out to I
that's
forgot what her name is.
that's MTR's sister.
Oh, is it? That's dope.
I was, yeah, she was like, "Happy birthday to my brother." She posted a picture. I was like, "What the hell?"
That's dope. That's dope.
It
Shout out
makes
to
That's
sense
her.
crazy.
because MTR and Kevin and
Yeah, shout out
TLA
to
they were
her.
all like super close and shit.
That's dope. That's awesome. A to the seventh power, AV to the seventh power, I think her name is.
Yeah, she's real good.
Yeah,
Kind of
shout out to
content
her.
that
That's
Law.
dope.
She's the same.
Mm.
She do the same stuff as lead attorney,
Yeah, man, I was doing
oh, okay.
numbers. I remember my first
but she's a
video.
pretty woman, so she has that component.
Yeah, women
Yeah.
women that are pretty have a little bit more of an advantage, obviously. Um I remember my first million view video was like 2016 or 17 or some shit.
Hmm.
I don't even remember, bro. It was a long time ago. Yeah.
Right.
I had did like 20,000 comments or 25,000 comments or something like that. And yep, I used to do 100, a lot of views on a lot of different stuff. But I wasn't posting every day. I think I was posting like 3 or 4 times a week. So I don't know.
Damn, that's a lot, man.
Yep. We was running it up way back then. But again, like I just worked it. So I don't know. It's interesting. I think it's always an interesting conversation to see what the state of the internet or the intranets are. And I like to get y'all perspective because I know that y'all, view different stuff from different people. And so y'all kind of got a pulse of what's going on in different spaces outside of what we talk about here. So
Hmm. Yeah, I'm in. I think I'm over here. I'm in college football. I'm in motorcycle,
It's
and
quit.
all their stuff is like even in the off season in football. There's always something to talk about. Motorcycle year round. Like those dudes are who they are, and they don't ever drop off.
I think that some people don't want to be solo content creators either.
Yeah, it's
Mm.
hard. Like it's easier just to talk to somebody and like kind of bounce back and forth and just all by yourself and just like you got to have some shit between your ears to do that shit, man. It's fucking
That's true.
hard.
I mean, it's a lot of the work is setting it up and reinvesting and um,
It's like,
software more and coming up with different ideas and continuing to process it and promote it and also
but it's
coming
in
up
real
with
time.
yeah
It's like you're coming up with ideas and you're mining it out on camera in real time.
and coming up with different things that we gonna talk about when we gonna pivot, how it is you gonna like all of that is work. The producing part of it is actual work. The
Yep.
the you know what I'm saying? The insight, all of that, all of that stuff is work. A lot of that stuff happens before the camera even cuts on.
I
You
thought
know?
my little MacBook Air was gonna get it done, but I'm gonna have to give me a better computer laptop.
Yeah, 2K already sunned me because we were on together, and it stuttered a little bit, so I can chop it out. 2K was like,
Are you
yeah,
working?
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna hook you up with this new software.